So for this project, I chose Marta Vieira. We were introduced to her through the el cinco atletas latinoamericanos que buscaron una medalla texto. Y, this is this is from the article where they had the Olympians basically trying to compete for a medal. And I chose to study her because I know nothing of soccer in general, but more specifically, women's soccer, and and thought it would be an opportunity, and I thought it would be a cool opportunity to explore a realm that I have absolutely zero previous knowledge in, and it's very relevant in the sense that I get to learn something that's completely foreign to my interactions with the world. For starters, Marta Vieira, it's a European woman who was a woman from Europe who was prevented from playing football with male peers. And so she eventually got to join the boys' junior team where she was recognized by a men's football club looking to start a women's team. She is widely renowned as the greatest female football soccer player of all time. Upon starting my research, uh, this was very surprising as I had never heard the name before. Something I found super impressive, which adds to her reputation, is the fact that she scored 17 World Cup or World Championship goals, which makes her the lead scorer in goals for men and women of all time. So, out of all the men World Cups and individual players who have scored, she has the most, including women. She has the most goals made. She led the 2004, 2005, and 2008 seasons with total goals made, which she scored 111, and she only played in 103 league games with her team Umea. She also had holds 3 Olympic silver medals, and while she and like she's scoring a lot, like on a personal level. Like she I don't know. I'm not gonna say like she's any type of like ball hog or anything, but in these like Olympic games, like her, I think her very first one, she scored 7 goals, 7 goals by herself, which is a ton. But yeah, I was also surprised to hear that she was considered the world's greatest because going into this, it's never been brought to my attention. Whereas like I know I've heard like a lot. No, I'm gonna save that for later. But I was also surprised like some of the feats that was listed. I wasn't able to list them all, but she has like a lot of accomplishments that makes her the greatest of all time. Like there's like already all the stuff that I listed, I think that's enough. But she definitely like exceeded my expectations. Not to say that they were low, but I had no idea who she was, and to figure out that she is basically considered one of the greatest soccer players of all time was very surprising because I didn't know her name. I didn't know her name, but it didn't contradict my beliefs. I don't think like, but I bet like it would contradict the beliefs of someone who didn't think women's soccer should even have came to be. And a star like her is once in a generation for sure. It was very surprising to read about because with so many accomplishments under her belt, I expect to have heard at least a little bit about her. The same way I've never watched in the same way I've never watched men's soccer in my life, but know who are widely considered to be some of the greatest, like Ronaldo, Messi, players like that I already know about, but I have no idea who she was, and she's one of the greatest soccer players of all time, just generally speaking. And it's surprising, but it's also I feel like it was a shame because she should be talked about more widely for sure. And I mean, I'm definitely not into like cultures where we're super into soccer and stuff, but even still, like I know soccer players, and this is somebody I didn't know. Marta Vieira is so good at her sport, and this is just related back to what I feel like is similar in where I'm from. She's so good at her sport, like it reminds me of someone like athletes like Simone Biles in gymnastics or Sydney McLaughlin with track and field. These are women that like I don't know, they basically competing against themselves at this point. Simone Biles has so many like Olympic medals and like she's just super good at her sport. And the same thing with Sydney McLaughlin. Like she's constantly breaking her own world records. And it's like damn, they're in competition with themselves for sure. And as far as like women's soccer, this lady is in competition with herself. Like she's 38 now and she's retired, or she's retiring this year, but or she has retired this year. But like I don't know, the list of accomplishments she had, there's nobody that even comes close. And so, uh, I feel like this is like good information to know. It's definitely essential, at least know, Martha, if you want to engage in any type of conversation, discourse about women's soccer. And as much as, and I think it's as important to know Marta Vieira as it is Simone Biles and Cindy McLaughlin. Just think about her and her own respective sport. This new information definitely gives me a perspective on women's soccer. I'm curious to gives me a new perspective on women's soccer. I'm curious to see more from women's soccer in the future, as I like to be informed on what's happening in different sports worlds. I would likely be a diehard Marta fan, Vieira fan, por el fin de este proyecto, y gracias por ver. Buena suerte.